Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Monday Grab Bag. Today we're doing another developer spotlight. This time we are looking at AJ, aka Official Electric's work. I think that the two are interlinked in that Official Electric is run solely by AJ, but I could be wrong, and I am always hesitant about saying anything is a solo project. You know. In any case, though, we will be looking at the works of Official Electric, and very recently, what prompted this stream is they released Ruin Chapter 0. Official Electric has a very, very distinctive art style, as you can tell from this promotional poster for Ruin, and probably their most famous individual work, I would imagine, would be some artwork of the Olympic marksman shooters, and AJ created a couple of different paintings of the various folks that were Olympic marksmen with the similar sort of glitchy and textured painting style, and they looked absolutely awesome and got the amount of attention that they deserve. In any case, though, we are going to be looking at officialelectric.itch.io, which is where almost all of the games are held, but there is also one additional called Sanctuary, or perhaps called Nothing.gallery, which is hosted on its own website. Let's get into it, shall we? Okay. I'm going to do what I can to make sure that our... Okay. Scrolling does seem to work correctly, from what I can tell. Okay, yeah. So, this is a list of the games available via Official Electric's itch page, and these are not necessarily sorted in order of release. These seem to be, generally speaking, from oldest to newest, bottom to top, but not quite all of them. For example, there's Pet 1 down here, Pet 2 up near the top, and Pet 3 also at the bottom. We'll be starting from the bottom upward, except for Pet, which we will do in their numbered order. Hopefully audio will work here. That's pretty loud, hang on. And then let's see if this works. That cuts it off a bit. Probably not worth it. If I keep it as a window and simply adjust it like this, that probably works the best. Get money? We have one money. Money depleted. There's some common theming and sort of overarching feelings that these games produce that are going to be what I primarily want to highlight in this. 1.5 money required. LSD Dream Emulator. Does kind of have that vibe, doesn't it? We game over it because we took too long, I guess? Our health didn't deplete in the lower corner. Or perhaps it's just because we were looped across this too many times. Both now require 1.5 money. Double-clicking allows you to rapid turnaround. It was around here that we got a game over last time. I seem to have clicked the exact moment that game over appeared. So that was junk. Let's try pet 1. Hold on. Okay, feed's still working good. My preview thing told me I had a network error. Happiness meter and hunger meter. Let's leave that thing alone. Defend. They've breached our defenses. Hold the mouse down to charge. Worth noting is that the distance till the explosion is not determined by where your mouse is, but rather how long you hold left click. So it's got sort of like a hurling kind of feeling to it. By collecting that symbol, we've gotten exploding trails for a moment. And just like that, it's gone again. Processing the pet into food for $1 each animal. Keep in mind that symbol. You have failed us. 179. Oh, candles, you said? I thought that looked like a milkshake, personally. Let's see. Sanctuary. You will never be worthy of him. You did this. This is your fault. No one will forgive you. They will not forget. Fate will find you. We forgive you. You are safe here. You are special. We love you. We will save you. I love you. So the thing I find the most fascinating about these games is that while some of them seem to be, like, to some degree surface level, when you start to view all of the works as a single unit, you start to notice patterns between them. And I went and played some of these a bit earlier. Huh, symbols on the walls there. You burned to death. You start to notice patterns between them, and a reoccurring theme of these games is a vague, uncomfortable feeling that there's more to it that you can't quite find. In some ways, it's a bit of a almost... I mean this in an affectionate way, so don't interpret this as me being insulting regarding this, but this set of games kind of consumed me for a bit, and it was a little bit of a nerd trap for me as I started taking more and more notes. Because I felt like I was on the border of something. And I did find some things. I did find some secrets that were very well hidden. And coming back to these is strange, because some of those secrets I swore I found, I can't find anymore. I tried to find my old notes, but I think I saved it on a device I no longer have. Local slime gets nerd sniped by video games more at 11. Yeah. There is nowhere to run. It isn't safe for you here. I made this for you. Overflow error 8128. Pyramid. Castle out in the ocean. I don't have a game category because I literally cannot find a game category for official electric. I tried to find one. These games aren't retro. Yeah. Ow. And so it's tempting to restart to see if things are different at this point, like to restart and try things in different orders, even though there's only one or two things. But recently, like prior to the stream starting here today, after you get a game over, the walls disappear. Good luck, Zoe. Cheering for you. And behind this castle are these symbols. Q, an eye, a triangle, a double square, perhaps? Or maybe that's just a circle with a shadow? There's no way to interact with these. Gateway. Gateway. This one. This one. A banner covered in symbols. A bell that has a tone that rings out. And a keypad. A keypad that contains some familiar symbols, no less. That was the symbol for the pyramid / flame sacrifice building. Do da da da. If we look in the comments, there's someone that says the following numbers: 3, 7, 9, 6, 1, 2, 4, 8, 5. Might as well try it. And there's nothing. And so we move on. It's our pet again. You can either click on the hand symbol there, or you can click on the creature directly. Yeah, to me that always read as a sort of like old-fashioned diner milkshake. That pixel art. Another life taken, another $1. A new button's lit up. Pets you, pets you, pets you, pets you, pets you, pets you. Greater happiness not achievable. The only influence we have is whether we choose to partake or not. Lost. So below. Be afraid. The Father, the Son. It's abandoned. He watches. On the wall behind him is a symbol. It could be a 6 mirrored 2 ways, or maybe a 25. Adrian show you this stuff too? No, actually, I had discovered this individually, but I have noticed that Adrian has a few comments on a few of these pages. He's gone. The man offers us one of 4 items. The city is gone. We are gone. The creature of the deep is gone. The second item. Okay, good. My cursor is visible. My goodness. So help you, God. Taking the place of the angel. Or at least that's my interpretation there, is because we have these triple stripes on our back. And so after we do that, the triple stripe pattern is on the angel. The sword at his back. Hero, mighty hero. The city still stands, and the creature of the deep is killed. Remember that silhouette, that figure. Now none shall see. We can select different options: food, and or electricity. Now Ruiner. This one, I think, is probably I would say, the most involved and bizarre. Look at those symbols on the pillars again. Recognize them? Those are the same symbols that were on the tapestry of the gateway. A stranger in town. It's locked. Better to have lost. They won't like you here. You'll find nothing there. There's a few aspects of my experience with these games that you can only take my word for. And one of them is, I swear, this game has changed since I last played it. There are notable differences from when I had Leave Here, Outsider. Leave Here, Outsider. No, the game has not become changed. Come on. You can actually move up and down in the doorway here. So if you move down, you can dodge the arrow. Please don't kill me. So ways this game differs from how I remember it, which again, you can only take my word for, is I remember seeing that arrow fly by and thinking, damn, I wish that arrow did something. I shoot it directly at that anomaly, but there's no evidence that anything changed. The anomaly is still there and the arrow is missing when I played. To my heart. And now you can get a key. I swear that wasn't possible before.
And I don't wanna let go.
Thank you, Stinks_, for following.
Thanks for the follow. Massive creepypasta vibes? Yeah. They won't like you here. Three, two, two. I also feel like I would have noticed that there's a pathway here. That doesn't match up with my memories either. Thou shalt surely die. If we give him the apple.
And I don't wanna let go.
Thank you, Boon_, for following.
Thanks for following. We are looking at Official Electric's work. A series of multiple interconnected short-form freeware games. And with that thing being unkillable in the version of the game that I played back when, in my memories of it, we could never get here. I was shocked at... Ooh, that was loud, sorry. I was shocked to get here when I did earlier this morning while I was testing stream stuff. I thought I loved you. Because, again, I had never seen any of this. But I feel like I would have solved this kind of puzzle. It's quiet. I didn't hate you. You must go. And we're stuck. As far as I can tell. So there's a few different things and like potential orders that I would like to try out here. Experiment with. Leave here, outsider. How did I find this dev? I believe back on Twitter, when it was still known as Twitter, I saw AJ artwork posted and started following them because their artwork had a distinctive style, and then they started going into making games. And so I was delighted by that, and saw as they formed Official Electric. And then, once again, apologies if Official Electric consists of multiple people apart from just AJ. But from my understanding, Official Electric is the operating name that under which this series is that AJ has created. Drop off the rose. Visit the circle. It's quiet. If we talk to him, our game ends, so... Ocean. No more people here. And we can't proceed further. It doesn't happen. Oh, it does. Those two tiles cause the ocean image to appear. There's distinctly one tile I can't walk on right here. It's quiet. Does 322 mean anything from when I picked up the apple? Does that relate to one of the other games? Typing 322 doesn't do anything. Before we get to Ruin Chapter 0, let's go over to, first off, the gateway. As I had mentioned before, this tapestry is familiar. A representation of those symbols on the gate are at the very start screen of Ruiner, on the pillars here. Dun 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 dun. At some point, I felt like I had solved this. And once again, you can only take my word for this. But the numbers written down here, 379612485, that's a message I left myself. Because putting in that combination 3, 7, 9, 6, 1, 2, 4, 8, 5. Caused that horned god or something to phase into existence in the center of the screen like a spirit and then fly off. The surest sign I had solved a puzzle of some kind. And now I come back to these, and I can't remember how I got those numbers. I can't find my old notes. And the number combination that I used before, that I wrote down, that I put in the comments, no longer works. I solved this, and now it's not solved anymore. I try to recreate those tones, but... Top right, not bottom right, like phone layout. I believe I tried that too. Let's see, though. Yeah, because that's actually one really obnoxious thing, is that phones and computer keypads are laid out in opposite order. Three, 7, 9, 6, 1, 2, 4, 8, 5. Also nothing. And so that's just part of something that makes this all the much weirder to me. Is I distinctively remember things I had managed to do, puzzles I had managed to solve. That aren't true anymore. Changed. It says hunt instead of hurt. So now, let's take a look at Sanctuary, aka Nothing.Gallery. Nothing.Gallery is a website that you can visit yourself and explore various artworks made by Official Electric, or AJ, rather. I'll post a link in the chat for you to peruse on your own time, but let me make sure that the screen ratio is approximately correct at least. Looks like it, yeah. Okay. This is not art. Welcome to the Nothing Gallery. Here we can see several of AJ's individual paintings.
Famine, pollution. With all the ugliness in the world, it's easy to forget the beauty that sits right in your pocket. With Gaia Link, any task is just a thought away. Just a simple cerebral implant takes only 5 minutes. Ask your doctor and local mobile provider today If Gaia Link is right for you, we know it will be.
Huh. You choose. You chose. I do think the idea of hosting your own artwork in a 3D gallery in game form is a cute and beautiful idea that I'm endlessly enamored with. There's another artist I know that did a similar thing for their work, Merzbun, where they created a gallery in Tower Unite as a singular event. Like, Tower Unite is a game where you can create your own, like, rooms, and there's various mini games surrounding them and stuff. And they turned their room into an art gallery of their previous paintings. Not art. Got it. Also not art. Good to know. The music just sort of stopped. Sure is a game / positive. Glad you understand. Yeah, as I had mentioned, just you can only take my word for it, but I swear some of these games have changed. This is not art. Vague unease and dread. I choose one. I choose Eclipse. A recurring sort of concept of orphaned or scrap material, or things divorced from what where they belong, or some larger puzzle to be solved, which again is only amplified by the fact that I think genuinely these games have been patched and changed in some way. Like, maybe the fact that the arrow didn't shoot that thing in the game earlier, like I had mentioned, like it didn't kill them, was in fact a bug that was fixed. Maybe that's all it was. But nonetheless, when I had experienced the A Stranger is in Town game, that pathway upward was always locked to me. A glowing ship and a sunset, a monstrosity from the water, a text parser interface right there. Recurring imagery. Blue and red devils are apparently not art. Good to know. Oh hey, a hanging apple. What's this thing? Not art. I personally love the style of all of these. They're very just like evocative of a sort of computer games art direction that never quite actually existed. I think. Maybe there's some games, genuine retro games, that had this art style, but I can't think of any. It's just the sort of thing of it is evocative without actually being directly from, so to speak. Like out of this world. I think those two are once again the symbols on the keypad in the gateway level. That is not art. This is not art. Gradually working our way through the paintings. Making sure to choose at every given juncture. An advertisement for a brain interface chip interrupting our visit of the art gallery, and then the music cutting out entirely, leaving us to just wander in silence. This is not art. A multi-wall work. You know what I keep saying about feels like there's secrets here? Hey, there's that figure again. And also, hey, look between its horns. That's a QR code. And so you go and scan it, and it leads
Famine. Pollution.
to KAOS Games,
It's easy to forget the beauty,
which is a dead URL.
With Gaia Link, any task is just a thought away. Just a simple cerebral implant takes only 5 minutes. Ask your doctor
After this is done speaking over me.
today if Gaia Link is right for you. We know it will be.
Send the link in chat. The link appears to be this, although I will note this is not a valid domain. Ah, Kippers, I see what you're doing there. I already looked. I checked the Internet Archive. There is exactly one registered time for which it is available. Exactly one archive instance. And that one archive instance is a 302 error of like the website is not responding and what appears to be a link to, or like a attempt to reroute to I can't tell, but it looks like it was an attempt to reroute to a different website that is also broken. That seems to be somebody's gallery of NFTs that they own on a now dead NFT site. Which, you know, imagine that, an NFT website being dead. But nonetheless, just, I can't find record of that website ever actually being functional. But yes, the URL is just kaos.games. And they're gone. Once again, we're back to a recurring theme of things I enjoy in one of the bigger compliments I can give with a game is NFT is not art. A feeling of longing, of thinking, is there more here? I wish there was more here. Is there something I'm missing? I had mentioned that Brush Burial Gutter World is something that gave me that sensation a strong amount because I absolutely adored that game. But it's a little bit on the slim side, you know? 4 missions. But those 4 missions are absolutely excellent and just makes me wish that there was more and more and more and more. Something I must consume, etc. This is not art. This is not art. There are these papers on the floor. But all the papers appear to be identical, and from what I can tell, you're not allowed to look downward. It's a folded piece of paper that has a couple of capsule shapes on them. An abandoned painting on the floor. The doorway. You have chosen poorly. Thank you for your time. You no longer serve any purpose. I am bad at interpreting art, apparently. You heard it here first, folks. Right then. Finally, on to Ruin Chapter 0. Ruin Chapter 0 is the most recent work from Official Electric, and I believe this released about 5 days ago. And I think is probably, yeah, the most involved out of each of the works so far. And maybe a statement of, and considering it's Chapter 0, maybe a statement of the project being expanded on further. Official Electric presents Ruin, Chapter 0. Horns and a singular sideways eye on the character here. the sword with that sort of double, that I-beam symbol. Again, there's just several different reoccurring symbols and shapes. The Ruin 35th Anniversary Edition for this game that absolutely existed. Explore the experience of Ruin, the first chapter of the legendary IP owned and distributed by ubiquitous Supercorp Official Electric. A celebration of the 35th anniversary of the original release, we faithfully recreated the original Ruin so you can experience the experience on your device your way. There are flashing lights. Please take note. Ruin, cracked by algae. Disc 2. At last the hero of Ruin. You are our last hope. Can you retrieve the sword and defeat evil forever? My lord. We now have the sword. That looks familiar. Do you want this? You have the sword. You think they're alive? Oh, I can drag it with my mouse. I think I'll try that, I guess. I'll do that in a moment here. Barely can fit. You cannot have everything. No way to fit in here, probably. Yeah. Okay, I gotta know. Darn. Okay, I gotta know number 2. Right, we can't get up there. Okay, maybe the other side? Not here. Okay, let's try pushing that boulder into the hole. That might be every symbol. We can't walk past these, so nothing left to do then. But fight the angel, I guess. You know, diligence demands of me that I check every area now that I've gotten what appears to be every item. To check if something's changed. Like now, can I pick up the rose? Oh, that thing's back. Can I do that again? Yes? Why did it come back? Bizarre. That one came back too. 6 points. You will never find the relics. I have hidden them in the... Are you afraid? Those were those symbols again. The 4 symbols we found behind the castle in the pyramid game. It'll be a while before we see him. Is he far? In some ways, yes. Drink quickly. It is time to go. Doesn't look familiar. Sort of Ankh shape in the lower left keeps appearing. It glistens in the moonlight. You should be awake any moment. It has only been 9. How did you get here? You must go. There is no way to open it. There is an interference. No way to open it. Upper left, lower right. Upper right, lower left. Our own footprints. You still can't go through. Press again to escape. Smoke break. I dreamt I died here. Also, hey, does this look familiar? This was one of the paintings. Except the cigarette box is hovering above the sun. Last one. Flashing lights, sorry. Human figure with one stripe on his back. Ruin. Thanks for playing. A game by Official Electric, designed by AJ Gonzalez, produced by Krys Gonzalez. Krys? Maybe Atris fell. So it looks like Official Electric is 2 people. And I believe that's all we got. Once again, though, there's the ever-present feeling of there being linked concepts between these games. Like when we fought the Angel, before it immediately destroyed us, the symbol that it showed us below it, when it talked about you'll never find the 4 relics or whatever, is the exact same symbol that appears behind this castle in this other game. Gateway has a puzzle. And linked symbology from other games. And a solution that I used to know that caused a version of that horned, vertical-eyed creature to appear. A specter of it. The triple lines on the back of a modern dressed person. him, who has a circle above his head, like we saw on that other figure in Ruin Chapter 0. It keeps feeling like there's just a missing, some small interconnected piece. Like I've gotten the edge of every... Like I've gotten every edge piece of a puzzle, but I can't find the center. Maybe y'all can succeed where I failed, you know? Oscar Gonzalez. I don't think it was Oscar. I'll have to... I unfortunately can't go straight back to the credits section of Ruin Chapter 0, but it was AJ and one more. But I don't think that was it. In any case, though, as I said with the previous game by 2 billion follower, this feels like a puzzle that has gone unsolved. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Maybe there's more to discover here. Maybe I've shown off everything there is to see, more or less. But nonetheless, I do distinctly remember that thing at the gateway that I managed to find a valid combo, and I have no idea how anymore. And I remember that shooting that arrow past me and toward the glitch anomaly in the Stranger Has Arrived game used to do nothing, and now it allows us to get a key. Stuff like that. An omnipresent sense of there's something more here that I'm just barely missing. Are you still working on that, Kippers? Is there a hidden message in one of those bits of text that blinks in for a quarter second when a new statement appears? Maybe. In any case, though, I think that's going to do it for today's stream. Fascinating stuff. Official Electrics Works. AJ and Krys Gonzalez. Okay, yeah. That's right. So yeah, really fascinating stuff, and I really look forward to future Ruin-related stuff. Official Electric has a pretty new website as well that contains pretty much only the following: a note that Ruin is available and that this shop will be powered by Shopify. And so presumably there's going to be a store for related stuff, and coming November 26th, 2 days from the stream. But yes, that's going to do it for today's stream. Thank you all for joining me, and let's see who you can raid on over to, shall we? It's always nice to do these little highlights of a specific developer's work, because I feel it's very important to not only highlight games that are a full hour and a half or longer, which is the standard time that I use for a stream as like a rule of thumb, but to do so would also pass over a bunch of smaller form stuff. And I really want to highlight that kind of thing too. So I found that the developer spotlight is a good method of finding a balance between the two, where we can go through all the works from one developer and make that a stream on its own. Let's see who you can raid to, shall we? Let's see. Riverside Wings currently playing Yakuza 0, operating a claw machine. Ah, giving a child a blue chestnut the squirrel plushie. Because Goro Majima is a kind person at heart. Tell him the slime sent you. To another place, my friends.
To another place.